Hi, my name is Alan, and right now I'm snowed in at our log cabin and without a badminton court, but with our cat Billy for encouragement, ready to show you some advanced features of the Night Trainer Pro. I have been in love with badminton for about 60 years. In 1992, working with Black Knight Canada, I started a project to develop the world's first badminton machine. Fast forward 16 years to 2008, long time, and deliveries finally started. But after all that time, we were still first in the world with a practical badminton machine. Just as surprising was the struggle to persuade people of what this brought to badminton. A few years later, we had inspired imitators. However, by then, we already had a much grander vision, and that vision became the Night Trainer Pro. The advances are enormous, but simply put, now with the Night Trainer Pro, you have the power to create and deliver an endless range of drills and games for all levels of badminton. No matter how basic a beginner or how advanced the professional, the KTP can make their badminton better. In the previous video, I introduced you to the basics of using the KTB. Today, we are going to touch upon new features and then show you some interesting ways to enhance your drills. Let's begin with a quick tour, mainly of new features. These features can be added to any KTP delivered since 2019, as long as you have a 64-bit laptop or tablet. The laptop support tray shown here can be added to any KTP. Contact us for more details. So, with my laptop connected to a Night Trainer Pro, I have opened the Trainer app, and we will use the Open button right here, or Control-O, to open a development we are very proud of, an example of a singles game with a duration of over 14 minutes and feeding 234 shots. Here we accept the settings required to run this drill, the height, the distance from the net, and the distance from the left boundary. This would have been a dream come true for a younger version of myself, who often had a court but no one to play with, and as importantly, sometimes just didn't have challenging players to play against. With this feature of the Night Trainer Pro, everyone can get a game and everyone can be as challenged as they want to be. We have also created a doubles game, which you saw in the games folder. Endless variations of both singles and doubles games can easily be created for easier or more difficult games. With the new singles game open, let's check out the new Adjust Shots feature. You can open it by clicking on the Adjust Shots button or simply Control-A. This opens a table of all the shots on the court and their settings. Here you can change the pan, the tilt, and the speed of any shot, and then test your changes with the Run button before accepting them or revising them further. But wait, there is more. Across the bottom of the table, you see shot count, shot rate, and start delay. Shot count, the number of shots to feed, can go up to 250. Shot rate is the interval between shots. And start delay is the time before the first shot after you click Run. This allows you to concentrate on any shot in the table with repeated feeding. Imagine that a player needs more help with one of the smashes. Use this new option to easily feed up to 250 of that smash or of any other shot that needs extra work. Here's a little bonus item. You can reduce the shot rate to half a second per shot so that the shot you select can be fed at that very high rate. Let's cancel this screen and have another look at the new enlarged buttons across the top of the trainer screen. These new buttons let you create a new drill, open an existing drill, save your work to this point, open the adjustment table, which you've just seen, run the playlist, run randomly, all the shots in the playlist, but selected randomly. In this case, you will be asked how many random shots you want, and the default is 25. Repeat that random drill with the same number of shots as the previous run. Pause and resume, keeping you in the running drill while you pause and then resume at the point where you left off. And finally, stop, which ends the drill completely. Let's get busy creating a new drill. Left and right will be the players left and right. We want this drill to run automatically while 5 players take turns. The feeding will start with a short serve to the player's right, then a clear to the right, followed randomly by a cross-court drop or smash, then a clear to the left, again followed by a cross-court drop or smash. This will repeat 10 times and then end with a loose shot to the tee. That shot signals the exit of one player and the start for the next, with 8 seconds to get ready for the first shot, a short serve. As the players get better at this, you can tell them where they should be returning each shot. Now let's make that drill and learn a few things along the way. Let's click on the New button. You can also use Control N. We're going to abandon the changes we made. And here we can name the drill. We don't have to name it now, but it must be named before you exit this window. Since I've chosen my settings for the night trainer already, I will enter that name now. Clear, drop, smash, H6, N7, L10. I prefer to include the height, H, and the location, N, for distance from the net, and L for distance from the left doubles line in the name, and I prefer using feet because the numbers are more concise. However, we could also give the height as 183 centimeters, the distance from the net as 214, and the distance from the left as 305 centimeters. Use metric measurements or imperial as you prefer in your drill names, but input to the KTP itself has to be in feet. The key point is that putting these details in the drill name lets me see, before I even open a drill, what position and height will be required. It also lets me see which other drills will use the same settings so that I can move quickly from one drill to another. Next, we input that positioning by either dragging the icon on the court or entering the measurements in feet. I've chosen 6 feet as my height, and so I'm entering it under machine height. I have chosen 7 feet as my distance from the net, and so I'm keying it in there. With these things done, the software will now be able to calculate and display the trajectory as you create new shots. We're going to OK this drill and go to the court to start creating shots. Along the way, we will either click Save or use Control S to save our work regularly. I'm on my way to do that right now and right here. First, we will create and test a shot with 0 pan direction. This is to be sure that the night trainer's 0 angle matches 0 on the court. We will have a use for this shot in the drill, so I want to do something specific. I want the shot to be high and near the service line so that the player in the drill will be able to move towards the net and smash it. Since the night trainer is on the center line, the test shot should land on the center line on the opposite side of the net. Here's the shot creation. I am left clicking. This opens the shot creator window that you might already be familiar with, but now this window more accurately portrays the flight and position of the shuttlecock. We can work with tilt, and it shows the effect at a given speed of changing the tilt. In this case, we're going up to 35, and we're going to bring the speed well down so it should last a couple of feet past the short service line. And we can test it. We can choose how many times we want it to repeat, but we can test it by clicking right here and then tweak it further if we wish. There are other places to adjust shots. You've seen the adjustment table. So in this case, I'm just going to click OK. Once we confirm through test shots that the night trainer's 0 angle is actually shooting out the shuttlecocks straight ahead on the court onto the opposite line, then we're going to lock the night trainer in position. There is a knob on the yellow tube under the night trainer to tighten, and we will also lock the wheels in place. When I name shots, I use the number 3 in the name to indicate that the shot is to the far left or far right of the court. And then I use 2 and 1 to indicate that we're moving closer and closer to the center. This helps to identify each shot in the playlist. So the next shot that we need is going to be the short serve that will be the start of the drill for each player. We're going to come over to a point where the short serve should reasonably land. I consider this to be in position 1. And so I will right click. I am going to name my shot R for right, short serve 1. I'll do the fine tuning adjustments to this shot later on. So I'm just going to click OK. We now have our serve. Let's move on now to the clear, the drop, and the smash on the right-hand side of the court. I've gone up here for my clear. I am left clicking, shot creator window. I am increasing my tilt significantly, but I'm also reducing my speed quite a bit. There'll be some tinkering later on in the adjustment window, but I'm going to accept this shot as is once I have named it. So we are calling this right clear 3 and clicking OK. Now we're going to go for the smash. Again, left click, shot creator window. Here, we need a bit of a downward angle, not very much. We don't need that much speed for the smash. I'm going to reduce that a little bit. Again, here, I need to name my shot, right, smash 3, and OK. Now we are moving on to a left click for the drop shot. Again here, I don't think that we need a negative angle in this case. I'm reducing the speed. I am naming my shot to be right drop 3, and I am clicking OK on this one as well. With this done, we're going to revisit the adjust shots table. The first step is going to be simply to test the shot as it is. By clicking run, we're already set with the shot count of 1. If we're happy with this center test shot, keeping in mind we want the player to be able to advance to it and smash it downwards, then we're good. We move on to the next one. Short serve. Click run. Let's see where that short serve lands. If we're happy with where the short serve lands, let's move on to the next shot. We do the same thing for the clear, the smash, and the drop. When we're done, satisfied with all the shots, we can click OK, and we now have these on that side of the court all ready to go. 3 of the shots also have to appear on the left side. So since we have centered and locked the Night Trainer, we're confident in the angle that these shots have. Since the Night Trainer is on the center line, we can use the mirror function, which will have the effect of changing the negative pan angles on these shots to positive pan angles and then putting them over on the opposite side of the court. The other settings for each shot will not be changed. We'll start with the clear. Right click, mirror or touch M on your keyboard. And in this case, all I want to do is indicate that it's no longer a shot on the right, it is a shot on the left, and that's okay. I'm going to do the same thing with the smash. Right click, mirror, change the R to an L, and OK. Same thing for the drop. Right click, mirror shot, change the R to an L, and that one's OK. With the clear, smash, and drop shot mirrored, we can now add our 8 shots to the playlist. Start by inserting the short serve. Right click on the cork, choose insert. Next shot is going to be the clear to the right. Right click on the cork, insert. We're going to turn down the invitation to make this a new first shot by clicking no. Next shot will be the smash to the left, followed by the drop shot on the left. Next shot will be the clear on the left, followed by the smash on the right, followed by the drop shot on the right. And with the view towards how each player's session will end, we're now going to insert that center test shot, which will be there for the players to hit as their last shot. With all these in the playlist, we can now add some structure. We want 5 players to have a chance to use this drill, so we will put a loop around the whole playlist, allowing for 5 repetitions. I'm doing this by clicking on the top line, holding down the Shift key on my keyboard to click on the last line. You can also do this by dragging down the list with your cursor. I'm right-clicking on the selection. I'm choosing loop. Conveniently, the default is 5 because I only want 5 loops at this level, so I'm clicking OK. After the short serve, which is the starting point for each player, we want each player to have 10 left-right circuits within the drill. We will create another loop of 10 to feed those shots. Let's go back to the serve for a moment and change its timing to 8 seconds. If we had done this immediately upon adding the short serve to the list, all the following shots would have been set to 8 seconds as well. As a last step, we will choose the group function for the smashes and the drops, so that each time through the loop, only one of these shots will be selected randomly. Therefore, the player who hits the clear to his right corner and is then moving cross court will not know whether or not he's getting the smash or the drop. Similarly, when he hits the clear from the left and has to go to the right, he won't know if it's a smash or a drop. While the loop causes everything inside of it to be repeated the designated number of times, inside a group, only one shot is selected randomly until the next time through the group. This is a good moment to save our work again. In this case, I'm going to do Control S. Looking at the whole screen, here's some of the information that's available to us now. In the upper left corner, we see the name of the drill, where we can also see the position required for the Night Trainer. Bottom left corner, we see that there are 8 unique shots on the court. Moving along the bottom, we see that it's ready. when the drill is actually running, you will see a counter here of the number of shots that have been fired. A bit further along, we see that the drill itself, the playlist, actually will generate 210 shots. We also see that the drill duration will be 9 minutes and 12 seconds. This drill can now be modified for weaker players by making the shots easier or lengthening the intervals between shots, and it can be made more difficult for better players by increasing the power of the smash, allowing the players less time between shots, and even introducing some other elements. Whatever changes you make, I recommend that each variation is saved with a name that reflects what you've done. It can be taken to the point of customizing drills per player and saving a player's drills in that player's own folder so that you can adapt to that player's progress more closely. Thank you for having watched this video. Please be in touch with us with any questions or for any help with drills that you are creating. Bye for now.